Hello, once more, and welcome back to my channel back here on YouTube. Doing my Week 15 NFL predictions after going 3-4 last week. The season record improves to 62, 35, and 1. This week, 7 new games on the schedule, including a Thursday night game, a Saturday night game, and a lot of Sunday afternoon games, plus a Sunday night matchup as well. All playoff implications on the line, and multiple matchups this week. So, with that being said, it's time to get into Week 15 NFL prediction video starting right now. So let's get started with our Week 15 NFL prediction video. As you can see, our first matchup, we roll with us 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. Matchup that's going to be good to watch. Come on Thursday night between the 49ers and the Seahawks. Seattle, no longer in first place. It is now the 49ers without Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance, who both were quarterbacks this year as starters at one point. It is now Brock Purdy, who was drafted in the last NFL draft as Mr. Irrelevant last week against the Buccaneers. Blew away Tom Brady 35-7 in that one. And the 49ers look like Brock Purdy could be the next coming. And it looks like Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo could both be out of a job. Out of jobs at the end of the season once the season's all said and done, unfortunately. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with the San Francisco team under Brock Purdy on one side of the ball on offense. Their defense is pretty good as well. Top defense in the league. While Seattle Geno Smith were in first place at one point this year, no longer in first place. This matchup, I like the 49ers to get the win on Thursday night, and I think they will. But I think Brock Purdy going to Seattle on the road, his first true road test as starting quarterback, it's going to be kind of tough to get a win on the road in your first road game. So, the 49ers need to do good, but I think they'll get the win in Seattle over the Seahawks because I think the 49ers have a pretty good team, and I think they definitely get the win in week number 15 and improve their record and their first place lead within the division. Moving on to our second matchup, coming up on Saturday night between Josh Allen and the Bills, and Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins. Now, this matchup is a matchup where the Bills lost earlier this year to the Dolphins in Miami, and this time around in Buffalo for Miami, it's going to be a little bit tougher. The Dolphins look like they were a playoff team for a while in first place. Looked like they had a chance to be a number one seed if the season ended earlier a few weeks ago. But the Bills, they've continued to win games and find ways to win no matter what. And this matchup is going to be a pretty good matchup to see on Saturday night on NFL Network. Should be a fun game to see for all sides and all parties involved. I think the Bills and Josh Allen are the best team in the league currently. You can't make that statement, but you have the Bengals and Chiefs who are chasing the Bills for their division for the top seed in the AFC, and potentially even the Dolphins if they can win out. I think if the Dolphins win this matchup and sweep the Bills in the regular season and go on to win the rest of their games, you might be talking about the Dolphins being the number one seed possibly as a spoiler alert. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Bills and Josh Allen get a key win this week on Saturday night against Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins, even though both teams are pretty good. The Bills are just a bit better. I'm concerned about the defense, though, without Von Miller, but I still think the Bills get the win no matter what, because Josh Allen has weapons around him on offense. Moving on to our third matchup on Sunday, into the Sunday slate, afternoon slate. First one in New Orleans for the Saints, Andy Dalton, and the Falcons. The Falcons and Saints, the Falcons are a team. They were in first place for a while in the NFC South. The Saints, 4-9, Falcons 5-8. The Falcons are one of the two teams that is chasing Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady. In this matchup, a 5-8 team, a 4-9 team. Okay, I guess it's a matchup that you can be like, why am I predicting this matchup? Well, if you look at the Falcons at 5-8, their game, if they get a win this weekend and Tampa Bay loses, there can potentially be a three-way tie. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. in a moment here, but the Falcons, I think, are a pretty good team to watch. And the Saints, they're up and coming too, I think. Sunday Fears, Jameis Winston's hurt currently. Saints and Falcons, I think the Saints, they're going to have a tough stretch in this matchup. I think the Falcons going on the road this week to New Orleans get a chance to get a win in New Orleans. New Orleans is loud, just like Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Both stadiums are loud. I think the Falcons get the win, though, in this matchup on the road. Their offense is pretty good, and I haven't talked about the Falcons a lot because they're not very good. And I'm thinking the Falcons get a win. They can be tied for first place this weekend, potentially a 2 or 3-way tie this weekend for first place. But take the Falcons. Next up, two teams, again, 5 and 8. Carolina Panthers, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Kenny Pickett. Panthers, PJ Walker, now the starter. Steelers, Kenny Pickett, the starter now, after Mitch Trubisky started there. This matchup's another good matchup. And like I said, the NFC South, two teams, 5 and 8, right, chasing the Buccaneers and Tom Brady this week. That's the Buccaneers. That's the Falcons and the Panthers. I think the Panthers, after winning in Seattle last week, they look like they have a chance. If the Panthers win out, they can win the NFC South this year. The Steelers, Kenny Pickett, it's a building year for him and the Steelers. T.J. Watt, though, is the best defensive lineman in the league. Better than his brother, J.J. Watt, who was the best player in the league. When he came in, T.J. Watt's now the better one over his brother, of course. But I think the Steelers and Kenny Pickett, this is a team that's still building for success. I think they're maybe a year or two away from making the playoffs again. The Panthers, though, if they can win out, like I said, they can win the division. I think the Panthers get the win playing at home this weekend, get to 6 and 8. But can they actually do something about that and win out? Only time will tell. We'll go into week 16 after this week, but I think the Panthers continued their streak, win their second game in a row after winning against Seattle last week. I think the Panthers will win this week. Moving on to our 5th matchup of the night. Between the Chargers, Justin Herbert, and the Titans and Ryan Tannehill. Two teams that are on the playoff picture. The Titans are first place team in the AFC South. The Chargers, second place in the AFC West, right behind the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes is my favorite team. The Chargers, though, their team, they're a wannabe team with Justin Herbert. They want to be what the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes are, and where they want to win a Super Bowl. They've never won a Super Bowl in their team history. Well, neither has Tennessee and Ryan Tannehill. And Tennessee was the number 1 seed a year ago and isn't the number 1 seed this year for some reason. Most likely number 4 at best. But this is a matchup, I think, for Tennessee going on the road, laying it on laying against Justin Herbert and the Chargers. What the Chargers have, it's going to be a good matchup to see. It's going to be a fun matchup to watch. The Chargers and Titans, two teams that you can say, oh, good teams. But in the end, I like the underdog in this matchup in Justin Herbert and the Chargers, because I think they have what it takes to win at home, and it's tough for teams going on the road to LA to win games this year and in the past. Kansas City, it seems like, has had the only answer in the AFC West matchup with the Chargers this year. But I like the Chargers and Justin Herbert to upset the Titans this week. Moving on, Sunday afternoon, late Sunday, game in Tampa, Florida. Like we said, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, who in first place now, 9-4. And I'll tell you this, the Bengals and Joe Burrow are just coming into their own as a team. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, they've fallen on some hard times, slipped up a bit, having some issues this year. Not very good. Offensive line's dinged up this year. The wide receiving core is dinged up a bit this year for the Buccaneers, and so is the running back, the running game, and so is Tom Brady, the quarterback. It's like, what's wrong with him this year? He's not doing good. At 6 and 7, the Buccaneers need to win this week to continue their success in staying first place. And I think the Bengals that come into this matchup with the better chance to win is what I think. I haven't seen the odds or anything, but I like Joe Burrow and the Bengals a little bit more, only because the Bengals are a tough team to watch, tough team to play on offense. Their offense could hurt you in so many ways with Joe Burrow, finding T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon at running back. And then the Bengals defense, they can find your offense. If your offensive line is down, the Bengals will just get to you and hurt you where it hurts the most. And I think I like Joe Burrow and the Bengals. I'm going to take Joe Burrow and the Bengals, surprise, surprise, to upset the Buccaneers. And with that being said, it means there's going to be a three-way tie in the NFC South at the end of this weekend. Because I did say Atlanta's going to get the win. I did predict Carolina earlier to get the win. And now we'll be picking Cincinnati over Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. It means there's going to be a three-way tie in the NFC South. Just you watch, and it will happen, I think, on Sunday. Moving on to our Sunday night game. In Washington Commanders and the New York Giants and Daniel Jones. This is the Washington Commanders led by quarterback Taylor Heinicke after Carson Wentz is down for the year. The Giants and Daniel Jones, this is a matchup. Both teams 7-5-1. Last time they played each other, they tied 20-20. In a game I predicted the Giants win, if I remember correctly, literally just 2 weeks ago. I said this matchup was going to be the Giants getting one at home. Is it going to happen again where we end up tied? I hope not. I hope it doesn't. But this time around, I'm going to go with the home team in this matchup. I went the home team last time, and what happened? They ended up with a tie. I went the home team in Washington Taylor. Heinicke again. Going the home team is Washington Commanders and Taylor Heinicke over the Daniel Jones and the Giants. Because I think the Washington playing at home, they look like they're going to be a playoff team this year. I think they get the win at home to help their playoff chances out this week. With that being said, it's time to go over my predictions once more with a recap of our Week 15 NFL predictions. Who we're picking. Starting off in Seattle Thursday night with the 49ers and the Seahawks. I'm taking Brock Purdy and the 49ers over to Seahawks and Geno Smith. 49ers extend their divisional lead. In Buffalo on Saturday night between Josh Allen and Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins and Bills. I'm taking Josh Allen and the Bills to get the win in the rematch after losing this year in Miami on Saturday night. Moving on to New Orleans and Atlanta on Sunday. I'm taking the Falcons and the unknown Falcons to get the win to go 6-8 and make the AFC South a three-way tie because in the next matchup I have the Panthers and PJ Walker going up against Kenny Pickett and the Steelers, and I have the Panthers getting the win there. In LA with the Chargers and the Titans, I'm taking the underdog Los Angeles Chargers and Justin Herbert over Ryan Tannehill and the Titans to get the win because I think the Chargers are making a push to make a wildcard spot for the playoffs. And in Tampa Bay on Sunday afternoon, I'm taking Joe Burrow and the Bengals over Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, which means there's going to be a three-way tie in the NFC South. Just you wait and see. I think it's going to happen. And then on Sunday night, I'm taking Taylor Heinicke and the Washington Commanders over Daniel Jones and the Giants after taking the Giants last time in this matchup and it being tied. I didn't feel good about that. I feel good this time, though, with picking Washington and Taylor Heinicke for the win on Sunday night. With that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the Week 15 NFL prediction video. Please comment below who your favorite team is playing if you think they're going to win as well. If you did enjoy this video, you know what to do. Please remember to watch, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends to do the same if they have not done so already. Also, hit that notification button below so you know when I upload a new video. With that being said, have a nice day, stay safe, and peace out. And I'll see you all in the next NFL prediction video right back here on Tuesday next week. So stay tuned, stay safe. Peace out, everyone. Bye for now. See you next week, everyone. Bye.